Hello, my name is Robert Hollis. I want to thank you very much for taking the time to watch this Periscope. If you want more free information, my blog is now active. I got to get a lot of other stuff on there, but you want to go to lifemechanic.com. lifemechanic.com. So if you need in any way, shape, or form sort of a tune-up from the neck up, I'm here to help you. One of the things that the topic that we're going to cover today, also you can find me at facebook.com Life Mechanic. If you have any comments or anything like that, of course, this will also show up on Twitter. I feel like one of those guys that, you know, hey, follow me here, do this, do that. It's pretty incredible. So the title today is Stop Stealing My People. Now, the reason that I'm doing this subject is I actually get to dedicate this to a friend of mine named Terry. And I hope that he really loves this subject and he really takes it to heart. I think he's an incredible human being and great at heart. And I had to learn this lesson myself after 28 years in this business. Now, when someone says to you, stop stealing my people, yeah, I went on Wikipedia. I just wanted to be really sure about this. And when you put the word steal in Wikipedia, it basically says straight out that stealing means that you took somebody else's property. You took somebody else's property. And so if you say in your sentence, you know, stop stealing my people, then you're insinuating basically that you own those people. Now, the reason I think this subject is so powerful is, you know, there's a weird thing that happens in our profession of marketing. You know, network marketing, direct sales, affiliate marketing. And what it basically is that we live in America. You know what I mean? The land of the free, the home of the brave. And one of the uniquenesses about freedom is opportunity, capitalism. And if you really look at the world out there, it's like, you got to understand that there's a lot of free agents out there in the athletic world, right? They're athletes, right? And what ends up happening is you see professional athletes go from, you know, team to team to team to team to team. Now, why would they leave a team? Let's ask that question. Why would a person leave another team? It's very simple. They don't feel like they're growing there. They don't feel like anything is happening there. They might not be able to get the performance that they want to there. And so one of the things that I can remember, you know, when I was young and watched football, you know, everyone around me, you become who you hang around. And, you know, all the people like the Dallas Cowboys. I just watched the Dallas Cowboys. And how many people realize, and I talked in another video about momentum. You know, you have teams that are just, you know, winning the Super Bowl and they win. I'm also into NASCAR, so Jimmy Johnson, I mean, he was winning back-to-back world championships. You hear about the Lakers, maybe the Philadelphia 76ers, the Patriots for football, for you fans out there. And then all of a sudden what you do is you hear that all of a sudden a player leaves and goes to another team, right? And if you watch this in all sports, I mean, when LeBron James left Cleveland, you know, Cavaliers, I believe it was, and he went out to, you know, Miami, you know, to play out there with the Miami Heat. Oh, my Lord. I mean, there was all these people that, in my opinion, and I'm saying this because I knew that this topic would be controversial, is I remember this person that came up with this saying, is that very intelligent and aware people on a high level of love, contribution, creativity, they talk about ideas. See, they're always talking about ideas. You know, people that are in the middle, you know what I mean, are sort of in a place where they're always talking about events. And small-minded people, low-aware people, are basically, you know, they're always talking about people. So if you always watch people that are competitive, you know what I mean, they're really competitive. And that's the nature this comes from. You know, in Science of Getting Rich, the first time that I read it, one of the things that really hit my spirit, and I thank you for all those hearts, you know, the thing that really hit my spirit is it says you got to change from a mentality of being competitive to being creative. And see, and if you look right now in the marketing world, there's people out there like Eric Worre. You know, there's people out there like Garth McGraw, I believe his name is. And what they're doing is they're trying to be I guess an ambassador, I would say. You know, Todd Falcone would go into this area. And they're ambassadors for the whole profession of marketing. What does that mean? That they're out there, they're trying to help everybody. They're trying to, it doesn't make a difference which company you're in. It doesn't make a difference where you are. It doesn't make a difference what position you are. And then you got these people out there that, you know, that are not only competitive, one company against the next one, and they'll say it, you know, my company's better than yours. It's like you're almost like in elementary school. It's almost like you're in an elementary school. My dad's bigger than your dad. You know what I mean? My mom's better than yours. And it's like, golly, really? And see, and when you come from a mentality, a place, thank you, Carrie. Well, you know, if you come from a place of scarcity, where you're always focusing every single day on what you could lose. See, now you're not focused on abundance. See, it's either fear or faith. It's either creativity or competitiveness. It's either abundance or scarcity. So when you got these people that are like, you're stealing my people. Oh my God, someone stole my person. You know what I mean? Understand you're coming from a place of not abundance. You're coming from a place of fear. And I love this comment that I seen the other day. It says, am I really crazy that I want everyone to be happy? Am I really crazy that I want everyone to be successful? Am I crazy? Well, when you deal in the world the way I have for 28 years, yeah, if you feel that way, you're crazy. So now I got students and people that follow me from virtually all the companies out there. Why? Because when I got a chance to speak in front of groups like the Association of Network Marketing Professionals in Dallas, I was blessed to be the anchor speaker there. 50 speakers there. See, these people, that's a president like, Garth is not going to put people in front of the room that are not caring for people. They're just not going to do it. They're just not going to do it. An Eric Worre is not going to put a person in front of the room that is not that kind of person. You see what I mean? So you got to run into these people and they're saying like, well, I don't know why I'm not speaking on stage. And I don't know why, Ted, there's Ted, from Business at Home. I'll give a shout out to him.org. He's a kind of person that wants to build the industry. So there's people that are sending him articles all the time about trying to bash somebody else or bash something. You know what I mean? And it's like you always could tell that person. Now, I'm going to get on something here that I think is an incredible thought. Now, when you really want people to succeed, why is it in some areas we're okay with it and other areas we're not? Let me give you an example. Let's say that someone's in a bad relationship. I mean, a bad marriage. And it's not going good. And maybe the other spouse is verbally abusive. See, all of a sudden you find out that it's not just physical abuse, it's also mental abuse. It's the things that you say and the things that you do. Right now a big movement in school is called cyberbullying. Where you're a bully because you say things that can hurt someone's feelings just because you get to say them? Come on. That's bad. That's sad. And that's also karma. That's a wicked karma. So now, if the people, so let's go back. It's okay, for a person that says, listen, I'm in an abusive relationship. I'm going to get a divorce. You know what? What happened to so-and-so? Listen, it wasn't a good relationship. We broke up. We're not together anymore. You see it on the news 24 hours a day. Why? You see it on the news 24 hours a day because celebrities get together, and when they get together, it doesn't work, then, they're going to split apart. Let's talk about an abusive job. You know what I mean? As any one of you any one of you been in a job where your superior, your person that's above you, your boss, they treated you wrong? And what do everyone says? Listen, if you don't like it, leave. If you don't like it, leave. You deserve, listen to me, you deserve to be around a group of people that are edifying you, lifting you up, making you a great person. And what happens is when people get involved in network marketing or they start building a group, they turn into a boss. They turn into a supervisor. They turn into a person that says, listen, let me tell you what you got to do. You know, it's like, wow, that's why I left that atmosphere. If you become who you hang around, another thing, is it a little bit abusive when you ignore people? See what I mean? You don't want to be in a position where as a leader that you talk to people when you want to talk to people. It's like, how dare you little people reach out to me? You know, I'm this person, a diamond, or I worked hard and I got to this spot. And so the only time that they really give you any kind of recognition and praise and recognition and pat you on the back is when you're making them money. See, if you're making them money in their company and then you're not doing it right, then what? They get to ignore you? See, the one thing that I learned from my mentors, which were incredible, my second mentor, we'll just call him Bill, right? Is he taught me how to be a successful entrepreneur and a leader. He also showed me what not to do. I mean, the stuff that this guy did to people, he was flat out a bully. So now you really know a person's character when they get underneath stress. See, everyone can be a sunny side person on a sunny day. Everyone can be, change their, be a kind of person where everything's going great, money's great, everything's great. Woohoo! I'm a great person. Then all of a sudden you get under stress. If you get under stress and now your bills or your finances, maybe your family, you're having a little bit of stress, that's when you get to see a true character of a person. That's when they pop up. So, I met this guy and I'm telling you what, he's an awesome guy, a really awesome guy. I've seen him in places where he's just a wonderful heart and he's out there. Then I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, he stopped communicating with me. He stopped communicating with other people. And no matter how many times I tried to reach out to him, it was like, I don't want, I'm busy. I got a lot of those things going in my life. I'm a superstar. I don't reach out to people all the time. And it's like the number one thing that I get from people is they go, I can't believe, Robert, how available you are. I can't believe that I send you a message and you get back to me. I can't believe that's the way I would like to be treated. It's the whole concept of the golden rule, you know what I mean? Where, you want to treat people the way you want to be treated. You want to treat people with respect if you want respect. If you really, really want to help people, then you got to be a person that wants to help them. Not be hey, I'm sunny side day one day and the next day I don't want to talk to you. And so all of a sudden you get in a position, you don't know you're in this position. Right? And all of a sudden what you do is you don't like what you're doing. You don't like the people you're around. You're stagnant. The video that I did before was about momentum. I've had people come to me, believe it or not, you guys, and I don't mind saying the first name, but, in my previous company, there's this guy named David, right? David has gotten the most letters of any person I've ever seen wanting to move. Sending letters into the company that says, I want to move. I want to move. I hate my upline. I don't want anything to do with them. You know what upline is bad? When a person would rather leave and sit out for 6 months. Sit out for 6 months, not make any money because they don't want to make their upline a single penny. And my mentor talked about this in one of his tapes, and it happened to me. His mentor called him up, and he, after like months, hadn't talked to him in months. And the very first thing that he did is he called him up and said, what's your volume? What? Yeah, I wonder, what's your volume? You know what I mean? My mentor, Bill, said he quit immediately. So, one of the things that I really, really see is this whole concept when it's like you're a bully. Do you really want to lead a group of people based on fear, intimidation? You're only nice when they're doing what you think they should be doing. And what's hilarious to me about the universe is usually the people that are the worst at this, are the people that basically get punished for it. It's like the universe is trying to say, listen, here's a lesson. You better learn it, because if you don't, it's going to repeat itself. So you got to start treating people the way that you want to be treated. In marketing and dealing with customers, you got to understand that this is a voluntary thing. So I remember the first time that, someone came to me and said, you know what, I'm moving. And I'm like, you're moving? Yeah, I'm actually taking me and my entire group and I'm going up to your upline. His name was John. And I was like, are you kidding me? And I was like, so what did I do? What did I personally do to have this person take I think it was 15, 16,000 people out of my group and go to the person above me? And guess what? Was I crushed? Yeah. Then I started thinking, well, you know what? What I got to do is revenge is mine, saith the Lord. I got to wish them, forgive them, and forget them. Forgiving people doesn't mean that you condone what they do. It just means that you need to stop hurting a person that you feel hurt you, right? By poisoning yourself. And unfortunately, but fortunately, I learned this lesson because my father left me when I was 13. So, I had to learn that, it wasn't my fault that he left. It wasn't my fault that it left. It was his decision. So if I wanted to allow it to continue to hurt me, that's my fault. See, if I wanted to continue to poison myself because somebody else hurt me, my first wife left me. You know what I mean? So all of a sudden it's like, I don't want to be married anymore. And I said, you're not taking my son, Robert Hollis Jr. And she goes, nah, no, I don't need him. No, thanks. Yes, that stuff hurts. It definitely hurts. But when you then go out of your way to take it out on people, that's wrong. See, that's wrong. All you're doing is you're just being a bully. That's all you're doing. So what I said to the person that left me is I said, listen, I don't mind her saying it, Sherry. Still don't know if she had anything to do with it. And I said in a room, I said, well, listen, John, Sherry, and Bill, if this is what you feel you need to do to me, then guess what? I forgive you. I forgive you. And guess what? Because it's revenge saith mine, saith the Lord, one day maybe you'll be pushing a grocery cart as your home. And I'm going to forget it, and I'm going to expect the universe to give me tenfold return. I left there. I started a company, helped start a company that you guys have heard of called ACN. And that company dwarfs this company that we left. Totally destroyed it. You know what I mean? And guess what? My mentor had the Federal Trade Commission take his whole company away from him. Take everything away from him. There is no way, listen to me, there is absolutely no way that I could have personally, financially, physically, there's no way that I could hurt my mentor as bad as the government hurt him. So you got to understand that when people start saying you're stealing my people, I want to close on this note. If you really truly care for people, they're your friends no matter what team they're playing for. Some of my very, very, very best friends that I help make over $1 million a year are not only reps at other companies, but listen closely. They're not only reps at other companies, but they actually own other companies. And see, they're still my friends. Why? Because when they came to me and said, you know what? I don't feel good here anymore. This is not working for me. You know, I don't feel, you know, like I'm growing here. You know what I mean? When they said they were thinking about leaving, I helped them find the company they went to. I actually have helped people that are top reps of mine find companies and people they could go to. Now, do you think they love me for that? No, what I could have did is I could have verbally abused them. Say, do you know what I've done for you? Do you know what I've done for you? Don't you know? Don't you know what I've done for you? You know what I mean? You shouldn't leave. You shouldn't be successful. You have no right to be happy. It's like, are you kidding me? You should listen to yourself. And the only reason that I wanted to do this is because there's an individual out there right now being a bully, being mean, saying bad things about people. And guess what? He messed up and said it about me. You can't steal people. You got these people that got this stupid thought in their mind. Well, they stole my spouse. They stole my girlfriend. They stole my boyfriend. Come on. Now you got what? You got professional headhunters? Do you know what a professional headhunter does? A professional headhunter finds the very, very, very best employees in all the companies. And they deliberately go in and build a relationship with them that take them and move them to another company. That does what? That pays them what they're worth? That treats them right? See, there's a book out there, and I don't want you guys to think that I'm super deep, right? But I work hard on myself. But there's a book out there called The Art of War. The Art of War. And when you think about the art of war, do you know one of the number one things they say to do is instead of going to the presidents, you know what I mean, or the generals, the 4-star generals, you talk to the generals right underneath there. And you talk to the people that are underneath there. Because those people that are loyal, they're serious, they've worked hard for you, they've done all this stuff for you. If you're not appreciating them, if you're not telling them how good they're doing, if you don't appreciate them, if you don't pay them right, what they do is they find a way to talk to those people. They treat them right. They pay them correctly. They turn into spies for the other side. And the next thing you know, you found a way to infiltrate their whole entire country, war, everything. It's a number one thing to do is find people that are disgruntled. They're unhappy. They're being abused. They're being said, you know, things are being said bad about them. It's like, wow, those people are easy. And so I'll say this one thing, one last thing before I go here, because I think it's a great subject, is here's another thing that really blows me away. The very thing that you're fighting against happens. So you've heard that, you know, President Nixon is going to do a war on drugs. We're going to do a war on drugs. He's made it worse than it's ever been. Today, we got more people incarcerated in the United States than any country anywhere. Many countries combined. Like Mother Teresa said, you know, people come to her and say, why don't you do a rally against war and against war? She said, because you can't put energy towards something that you don't want. Now, if you want to do a rally for peace and love and, you know, stop judging people, if you want to do that, then let me know. So what ends up happening is people are scared, see? Scared that they're losing their team, that someone's stealing their people. And all of a sudden what they do is then they basically make it happen. See, what they do is they start saying things about people that are unhappy. And then the other people go, I wonder what they're saying about me when I'm not around. And they start bashing everybody. And they start bashing the very person that they used to edify. Can you imagine how silly that is? So it was like, you're always talking great about this guy, and he's helped me, and he's done all this for me. And people see evidence of that person helping you. And the next thing you know, you flip on them, and you start trashing them. And then everyone goes, wait a minute, wait a minute, you used to talk good about this guy. A lot of people that know me from this Terry were people that were actually going to some kind of boot camp where he had my videos and Eric Worre's videos in the back office. You know what I mean? I don't ever remember him asking me and Eric Worre if he could use our videos. And I didn't say anything, but I know Eric Worre did. So you got to understand that you reap what you sow. You totally reap what you sow. And in closing in this thing, guess what? Even though I said some stuff about a John, and even though I said some stuff about a Terry, I've already patched it up with Bill. You know, I wrote a book about him, and I already patched it up with my mentor. But, you know, these people that I mentioned, if they would just turn and stop being bullies, stop being mean, stop thinking that they own people, they start treating people right. These people today, I'm doing a call out to them. I know they'll watch this video. Give me a call. You know what? I can still work with you. I'll still help you. Because I love people. I love people unconditionally, and I do not want to put things on the bad side of the scales. I learned about the scales of the universe a long time ago. My first mentor, Roger Penske, told me about them, and he said, Robert, I don't care how bad you've done stuff. If you've made mistakes, big deal. You know, ask for forgiveness. If you believe in a maker, ask forgiveness from there. And then all you got to do is start doing good. Doing good. But you don't own people. Companies don't own people. Your job is to make sure that you help people find the place they need to be. So, in closing, and I said that before, if people want to leave my company today, do you know that I don't even unfriend them on Facebook? They secretly behind me go, oh my God, you know, I'm going to look at this other company and I'm all excited. And they all quietly, you know, act like they're doing something wrong. If you believed in what you're doing, you don't have to be quiet. You don't have to hide it from anybody. So people can call me up, Robert, this is not really working. I don't want to be with your company. I don't want to do what you're doing. If they came to me, and I said this all the time, there was this guy named Jonathan. And every time I found out he went to another company, he would mess it up, get hurt. They would hurt him too. Wow, cycle keeps changing. Everyone's always a victim. Oh my God. And I let Jonathan, and people that know who I'm talking about, I let him come in the company over and over again. And then he would do it again. You know what I mean? And he would lie to people and take their money and do all this stuff. And I said, listen. I'll still help you. I believe that you can turn into the person that you need to be. I know you can. And so you just got, so for those of you that want to send this to somebody, if you got a person out there that's verbally abusing you, guess what? They can't verbally abuse me. You know what I mean? I'll reach out to them. I might not be able to get them, but I seen Eric Worre the other day go off on a guy, I think it was a couple months ago. And we're vigilant toward people that take advantage and are verbally abusing people that they think they're better than. That's wrong. That's just wrong. Don't do it. So anyway, Terry, you can reach out to me. I love you and I appreciate you. I'll do anything in my power to help you, just like my last comments on Facebook. You reached out to me, told me, hey, listen, you don't like your company. They're treating you wrong. They're doing all this stuff wrong. You don't like them. You need a new home. Can I help you with lawyers? And I got Lisa Grossman. I went out there and got all these people and sent you all the links because I was there to take care of you. So guess what? I'm that same guy. So stop the stuff. Stop being a child. Stop unconditionally loving people. Be a person of a heart. Treat people the way you need to be treated. You know what I mean? And stop thinking you own people. You know, the Civil War and, you know, hundreds of thousands of people died because we got rid of slavery. So you don't own people. You got to help them. So I hope you guys really appreciated this. Take care. I love you. I appreciate you. For those of you that have lost people, guess what? You know, this is a learning thing. I've lost people like my father didn't do anything wrong. It just happens. It just happens. You know, and then I've lost people and I found out what I did wrong and I changed that. I stopped, I try to get better and better and better. So take care. I love each and every one of you. Thanks for all the hearts. You guys are awesome. I think this is going to be one of those videos that people are going to say every time they get verbally abused by their upline. Every time they get verbally abused by a company, whip this over to them because they can't abuse me. Take care. God bless. I love each and every one of you. Bye-bye.